We're going to start with water. I have 3 top tips when it comes to water. You may have heard them, but I can't tell you how important they are. Our bodies are made up of over 70% water. And if you're not flushing the toxins out of your system, all kinds of things can go wrong. Not to mention the least of which, lack of energy, fatigue, feeling sluggish. That is significantly related to dehydration. And oh, by the way, don't forget, if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. That mechanism that tells you you're thirsty means you're dehydrated. I never get thirsty anymore once I learned these 3 simple rules. So here they are as it relates to water. Make sure you drink half your body weight in ounces of water. Half your body weight. So you don't have to be a high science mathematician. If you weigh 200 pounds, how many ounces of water do you need? Go ahead, comment, respond. 100 ounces, right? That's great. So the old adage, which was you needed 8 8-ounce glasses, was for a person that weighed how much? You may remember I'm a CPA, so I can do this really fast in my head. 8 8-ounce glasses equals 64 ounces times 2. A person who weighs 128 pounds should be the one drinking 8-ounce glasses of water. Doesn't that make sense? That some great big guy or a great big football player needs a lot more water than a 128-pound probably lady? Of course it does. So you take your body weight, divide it in half, and drink that many ounces of water a day. I know some of you are taking a big deep breath. But it's so important to flush your system. It's the single best thing you can do for your health. I remember learning this. It was 20 years ago. And my husband and I decided to try it. In 3 months, we dropped 15 pounds. I think just flushing slosh out of our bodies. So you need to do that. That's number 1. Number 2, the water needs to be clean. You've all heard all the buzzwords, and some people say, why do I need to go buy water? Well, truth be told, the water that comes out of most of our faucets is not good. And primarily, and we won't get into a lot of the detail, but primarily because our cities cleanse it with chlorine. And oftentimes an awful lot of chlorine to keep the bad stuff out of it. But that chlorine is so bad for us, just that alone is reason not to drink your tap water. So what do you drink? There's a method of cleansing water, like everyday water from our oceans and lakes and whatnot, called reverse osmosis or the distilled process. Those are both good systems that will clean your water very nicely. You can use spring water. I'd encourage you to make sure you take a look at where it's from. You know, Poland spring water is one of the most famous. It's been around a long time. I'm happy with that. And then lastly, there's something called alkaline water today. Now, the alkaline acid lesson is something I'll teach maybe a little later, but it's really good to have alkaline infused water because it helps balance the pH of our system. And that's really important. So my point is, if you see alkaline water in the store, go ahead and get that. It's the best. And right now, it's all I'm drinking. Okay? So that's rule number 2 on water. Drink good, clean water. Rule number 3, don't drink with your meals. What? I'm really thirsty during my meals. I know, but there's this thing called enzymes in our body that help break down our food, particularly digestive enzymes. And that's one of the reasons why people don't digest their food properly, is because they're drinking so much liquid while they're eating, they wash the enzymes away and then the food can't be broken down. So I encourage you, 30 minutes before you eat to stop drinking your water. Oh, and one last point about water. Don't forget when I talk about drinking half your body weight in ounces of water, that means water. It doesn't mean coffee. It doesn't mean soda. It doesn't mean bubbly water. It really should be still, clean water.